VRified Games.
What's up, player? Yeah. And living there talking head. Coming to you live at Dago on VRified Games. How we doing, Dago?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going alright, my man. So, tell me, what is it we've been doing today up in the VR since a hiatus?
Well Ed, today's actually a special day for us. We're taking a look at a new universal injection mod that we've been waiting for quite some time now. That is Raipal Here's UUVR mod.
You who VR mod?
UUVR mod.
You me VR mod?
No man, UUVR mod.
Man, I think you done hit your head with a hammer or something, man. It's UEVR by Prey Dog.
No man, not UEVR, but actually the core idea behind it is quite similar. No, this is UUVR, Universal Unity VR mod.
Oh.
Thomas! My Thomas! You do not know how wonderful it is to hear your voice. I do not have the words or heart to voice it. It is far too terrible to recount. Please be careful, my love. This place is no longer safe. I'm safe upstairs, but I cannot leave the attic. I've had to lock and bar the door, hide away from the others. My father and uncle, the staff, they have been beguiled by the darkness that inhabits this place. They are no longer themselves, but stalk these halls, attacking anyone that makes a sound. I prayed that you received it, hoped that you would come. I know my request must have seemed strange, and I fear it was all for naught, that everything has changed now. Please, Thomas, listen carefully. Together we can put a stop to all of this. My father made recordings on brass cylinders of a song, a strange melody that affects the mind. If all of the cylinders play together on the harmonium, this madness will end. You need to find them and bring them to me.
Yeah, so whereas UEVR dealt with Unreal Engine in VR, this bad boy deals with the other big engine, Unity, in VR.
Oh, for shizzle.
Yeah. But now Unity, in my opinion, is infinitely more complex than Unreal. Simply because of all the revisions, all the different variations of the Unity engine that are out there. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. It is kind of a mess. So it's no easy task when someone comes along and says they're going to do a universal Unity mod. Now, it is extremely early days for this mod. Extremely early. Compatibility is quite low. Many of the quality of life features you might have come to expect with UEVR are not present in UUVR, at least not yet. But what has been implemented so far is pretty cool. So right off the bat, this is only compatible with certain Unity titles that were developed between 2016 and 2020. Very rarely will you find a Unity version of a later date that will work with this, but with each new update, compatibility continues to grow. This is not a simple plug and play venture either, although with the most recent update 0.3.1 it has gotten a little bit easier, as in there's now a user interface that you can change things on the fly, whereas before you had to use configuration files. So that's a nice welcome addition. So with titles that are compatible, what do you get out of the box? Well, you get full stereoscopic 3D, as you would expect, as this is injecting into the engine itself, giving you 2 independent cameras for each eye, just like UUVR. Excellent. At the moment, for compatibility's sake, it's 3 DOF, not 6 DOF. Not unlike, say, a Samsung Gear VR or an Oculus Go experience. There is no motion control support to speak of. However, with third-party software such as OpenVR to Key, you can map bindings to your motion controllers and play that way. Also, using the VR Companion FreePie app, you could map gestures also. But in terms of a 6 degrees of freedom motion tracked implementation like UUVR, that's not present here with UUVR. There is a basic UI implementation. There is no option to scale it as of yet, but you can get your UI into VR.
Well, that's all well and good, man, but what is it we're looking at on the screen here?
Well, Ed, this is Maid of Sker. The reason I've chosen it is because it's similar to games I would have already covered with UUVR. So it's a nice easy transition just to show you sort of an apples for oranges kind of comparison.
What in all hells? Is that filthy mongrel inside again?
Father, she still pines is all. She misses...
I'll give it a reason to pine. Come here, you mutt. Abraham? Abraham! Where is that useless brother of mine?
Father, please! Please, she just misses Mother.
Abraham! Abraham! I'll be rid of this dog once and for all.
And it really is apples to oranges because the features present in UUVR versus UEVR are very, very different.
Help me! Help! Who's there? Who are you? Who are you? Henry! Henry Hughes, you must get me out. Hurry! We must get this door open. Why do you think? They're clearly rogues. They're trying to kidnap me. Please, hurry. Do something. What? No! No, don't leave me! They might return any minute. Oh, do something! I can't break it down from my side. Good. Good. Try again. Harder, man! Throw yourself into it! Wait. No. They're coming. Oh, God, please, no! Don't do this! Whatever you want,
This is basically an injection mod in its infancy, but already it's quite promising. So with this game Maid of Sker, we have 3 degrees of freedom head tracking. The body rotation is tied to the headset, so wherever you look, that's where you're going to move. A full stereoscopic 3D. You have a UI implementation, however, it's only present in the right eye. It doesn't render in the left, and it seems to be at a depth a little bit further than the level geometry, so it kind of, the UI will clip through objects sometimes. It can be a little jarring at first, but you know, it's no big deal. Once we get UI scaling, that will be sorted out. Other than that, yeah, the game is quite playable in its current state, with 3DOF VR headset and controller, not unlike Resident Evil 7 on the original PSVR 1. So speaking of, what is Maid of Sker? Well, Maid of Sker obviously has taken some cues from Resident Evil 7. It seems to be based in the late 1800s, early 1900s, I'm not sure of the exact time period, but certainly turn of the last century. It's first person, survival horror, of the more of the run and hide variety rather than the run and gun variety. So it's more like Alien Isolation than it is Resident Evil 7, but aesthetically it borrows more from Resident Evil 7, I would say. It's also based on Welsh folklore, which I'm not too familiar with, even though I live on a neighbouring island, Ireland. But the story seems to be not too dissimilar to the ancient Greek myths of sirens, which if you hear their song, they will lure you to your death. at sea. It seems to be kind of based around the same idea that music and melody holds a certain power and it can corrupt. So, like any good survival horror, it starts with a letter. You've got a letter from your girlfriend slash partner slash wife slash whatever. You know, all these survival horrors start the same. Resident Evil 7 did, and Maid of Sker is no different. And so you rush to where she is to try and find her, and it all kicks off from there. So the main action takes place on the island of Sker, a sort of tourist holiday destination, this lovely scenic island off the coast of Wales, where things are not quite what they seem.
Oh, ominous.
Yeah, so pretty cool. Now you may notice some judder here and there. Again, the mod is very resource intensive. You can alleviate this by adjusting the resolution via Steam VR. You incidentally won't be able to adjust the resolution in game. That does not work. It's overridden by the mod, so you will have to adjust the render resolution to Steam VR. And you can get better performance that way at the cost of obviously visual fidelity. Now we've got this as low as we can without it kind of devolving into a mess of pixels whilst
What? Who's there? How long have you been there, Uncle?
Oh, don't stop, lass. Go on. I enjoy hearing you practice. You've nearly as fine a set of lungs as your mother.
How dare you? Get out! Get out of here now! You're just my father's oafish tool.
Tool, am I? What the fuck do you know about it? No, that will be you, lass. You shall see. And mark me when I say that the only instrument here is you.
I said get out! Go! Go on, leave me be!
Of course. As her hoity-toity fucking ladyship commands.
God, that man! But what did he mean?
keeping the judder at bay. However, it was a fine line we had to dice. We didn't always succeed, so you will see judder here and there, and you will see jaggy edges here and there. Now we're playing on the equivalent of a 3080, so if you've got a machine of a higher spec and you're not recording, you should be able to get better performance and better visuals. So there you have it. That is a first look at UUVR. If you want to download this for yourselves, you absolutely can. All links are in the description. We will have a how-to guide at some point. It's not quite ready for that yet. Still very, very early days. Many of the bugs and the kinks are being ironed out. Many of the mod interfaces are being developed as we speak. Many of the features are still in development, so it wouldn't make much sense to do a how-to guide now, only for a week later for it all to be completely different. So we will do a how-to guide, but that's for a future date. So anyway, exciting times ahead. Not only can we enjoy our Unreal Engine games in VR thanks to UUVR, but thanks to Raipal Here, and you probably know this guy already. Like, he's the guy responsible for the Firewatch VR mod, the Stanley Parable VR mod, Shipbreaker, Trombone Champion, Neon White, Outer Wilds in VR. He has quite a pedigree when it comes to VR mods already. So when Raipal Here said one day, hey, you know what that Prey Dog guy did with Unreal Engine? I'm going to do that with Unity. Well, you know, I stood up and paid attention because, yeah, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to Unity games in VR. So that's it. So what, just playing Maid of Sker with UUVR, 3DOF VR, gamepad, gameplay, UI intact in VR, albeit in the right eye only. Still very playable. Alright, more Unity Engine VR games to come down the line.
I'm here. There was someone else in the attic outside the door, but I think they've gone now. I don't. But you must look to yourself first, Thomas. If you should be caught too. They seem to be drawn to sound. You must remain quiet. Dear God, that's horrific. I dread to think of you being snatched like that too. Our one hope of helping him, helping all of them, is finding the cylinders. But why? What do you think is wrong with them? I knew noise attracted them, but what happened to their faces? Well done, my love. There's hope yet for us all. The others should be here in the hotel or in the grounds. Please, take the utmost care. And if I don't answer, it means I've had to hide, that they've come back.
So I guess we're gonna leave it there, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And yeah, follow us on all social medias. All links will be in the descriptions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.